Hold on. This is a story from a winter 5 years ago. It was a night with a beautiful moon. I wasn't doing anything, just watching the moon with Kiritsugu. Even though it was winter, the weather wasn't cold. The corridor was only a little chilly, and it was a good night to enjoy the moon. Back then, Kiritsugu didn't leave the house much. Not going outside, he would just laze carelessly around the house. I regret it even now, thinking back to it. Why didn't I notice that it was like the actions of an animal that knows its time of death? When I was a child, I wanted to be a superhero. Suddenly, that man, himself a superhero in my child's eyes, said that as if yearning for it. What? What do you mean by wanted? Did you give up? I became angry and asked him. Kiritsugu laughed apologetically and looked up at the sky. Yes, unfortunately. Being a hero is a time-limited thing, and it becomes hard to call yourself that when you grow up. I wish I'd found that out earlier. I agreed with that. I didn't know why, but I thought it couldn't be wrong, because Kiritsugu said so. See, then I guess it couldn't be helped. Yeah, it really couldn't be helped, Kiritsugu answers. So of course, my response was determined. Yeah, it can't be helped, so I'll take your place. Use your Shota voice. Don't tell me what to do. Oh. It can't be helped, so I'll take your place. I can't do it this early. I gotta read for a bit. It's impossible since you're an adult, but it should be alright for me. Let me take on your dream. I'll make it come true. Before I could finish, my father laughed. He made a face like he didn't even need to hear the rest. After breathing in, Emiya Kiritsugu said, Yeah, I'm relieved. He quietly closed his eyes, and his life ended. Since he looked so peaceful, I thought he'd wake up again in the morning, so I didn't disturb him. Perhaps being used to seeing death factored in too. Without doing anything, I just looked up at the man who was my father, as he entered a long sleep. There were no sounds of insects in the garden, as it was silent. In the bright night, I remember only my eyes being hot. I did not cry out, nor did I feel sad, but I could not stop my tears until the moon sunk. And that is the story from a winter 5 years ago. Perhaps I cried 10 years worth of tears since after that. Perhaps I cried 10 years worth of tears since after that. Oh my god, I can't talk. Perhaps I cried 10 years worth of tears, since after that there was nothing. Fujine's father planned the funeral, and I started living in this house by myself. Nothing changed even though Kiritsugu was gone. Emiya Shiro would become a superhero, like Emiya Kiritsugu, so there was no time to be playing around. That's right. I didn't mention it, but I remember perfectly. The figure of the man who saved me, who was left to the fire 10 years ago. He held up in his arms an unconscious child, about to die from burns. He became so happy that tears welled up in his eyes, and took the child outside. From that time, he was the subject of my admiration. No one saved me. I couldn't save anyone. In it all, I was saved, and a person was there to save me. That's why I decided to become like him. Become a superhero, so that I could save people and let no one be killed, just like him. Kiritsugu died peacefully, leaving me his dream of becoming a superhero himself. It's only natural for a child to succeed their father. Emiya Shiro must become a superhero and save someone just like the old me. I swore so as a child, to fulfill the dream of the man I admired the most. But honestly, I don't get it. What this superhero thing is supposed to be, how to become one, how to make everyone happy like Kiritsugu always said. And I became this thing called a master, and things like the blonde-haired girl following me around is confusing my head, and really... When I opened my eyes, I'm in a familiar room. What? I'm in my own room? As soon as I speak, I start to feel terribly sick. Tastes bad. Mouth. Taste blood in my mouth. Maybe it was filling my mouth, but I breathe in thick air. I'm not sure why I feel like this. I feel really sick to my stomach, so I want to go to the bathroom and wash my face. I stand up. I feel dizzy. I almost fall and support myself by putting a hand on the wall. Nausea increases when I move. No, this is more like pain than nausea. My body is heavy, and it feels like my stomach is turning every time I move. Maybe someone would feel like this if someone poured burning lead into their stomach. Imagining that is giving me headaches. I wipe the sweat off my forehead and wobble out of my room. Sorry, I'm a little stuffy today. Alright, I feel better now. I wash my face and wipe the sweat off my body. There are bandages wrapped around my stomach for some reason. Can't recall anything about them, so I leave them be for now. Hungry. Wonder if there are any leftovers. Even though my stomach feels terrible, my body wants energy. Putting my mind into it, I start to walk along the wall. I still feel dizzy, and my body feels dull. Ow. Ow. I walk forward, letting out miserable sounds. Really? What did I do before going to bed? I don't remember any training that could have caused this pain. I reach the living room. Sakura and Fujine must be at school. There's no breakfast prepared in the living room, and there's none of Fujine's loudness. The quiet living room is like a typical Sunday. Good morning, Emiya-kun. I'm afraid I came in without asking— sorry. Good morning. I'm afraid I came in without asking you, Emiya-kun. No, it's not. Tosaka Rain is sitting on a cushion. Her calmness makes me think I'm the guest in this house and not her. I don't know how to answer her, so first of all I sit down. And then I take a deep breath and ask, Tosaka, why— Hold on, could you apologize first? I can't calm down till I hear an apology for last night. I don't even have time to ask her why she's here. Tosaka's glaring at me like she's really mad. And she's really angry about last night? But what happened last night? Hold on. I recall it now. That's right. Why am I so relaxed? I tried to save Saber and Berserker blew away my stomach. The nausea returns. I feel a chill, remembering the feeling of having a hole in my body. Something in my stomach moves. Feels really sick. Feels really sick, but that's definite proof that I'm alive. Wait, that's weird. Shouldn't that have been instant death for me? It's strange. Why the hell am I alive? Do you remember the stupid thing you did last night? If you do, then please review your actions. Osaka lets out a hump and criticizes me. Huh. That's really annoying. My head, which was frozen by the fact that Tosaka's here, finally resumes activity again. What are you saying? There was nothing else to do at the time. Well, it does look stupid if you just look at the results, but I was gonna do it better. So it wasn't a mistake. I protest, glaring at her. What? Why is she sighing? Didn't I tell you that servants will disappear if their master's killed? So it's crazy to try to protect your servant. Look, Saber will disappear if you're killed. If you want to save Saber, think of a way to do so from a safe place. Jeez. Don't you understand that protecting your servant with your life is just meaningless? It's not that I protected her with my life. I tried to save her, and it just happened to work out like that. I didn't think things would end up like that either. I did think I would be killed if I went near that monster, but that's a different matter. I see. You seem to be misunderstanding. As if she's read my mind, she sulks even more. Look, Emiya-kun, I'll come out and say it, but I didn't take you to the church to help you win. I was trying to help you stay alive even if you were left on your own. Seems you didn't understand that part of it. Help me stay alive? That's right. That's right. You shouldn't take risks if you realize that a loss equals your death. You seem to be someone who would walk out at night by yourself even in a situation like this. If I threatened you, I thought you wouldn't take risks and you might get through this. I see. I didn't notice that. So that's why she was complaining to me about not realizing that and running at Berserker. So, why are you mad, Tosaka? It shouldn't bother you if I'm the one that made the mistake. Of course it bothers me. It made me worry for a whole night. Tosaka throws out a temper. But I see. I'm honestly happy she's worrying about me. Looking at the situation, it seems Tosaka was the one who treated my wound. See, I guess you helped me out. Thank you. I bow my head to show my thanks and apologize. It's fine if you understand. If you've learned from this, try to act smarter next time. Tosaka looks away. Her gesture is snappy, but it seems she's in a good mood again. Then we're done with what happened last night. I'll go into the main topic, but which do you want to talk about? About last night, or about something serious? Tosaka starts a conversation as if it's natural to do so. Her straightforwardness surprises me, but thinking about it, she's here because she has something she wants to talk about. If she didn't have business with me, she would have gone home already. What is it that Tosaka, my enemy, wants to discuss in her enemy's territory? I'm interested in that, and I also want to know what happened last night. It's stupid not to ask, so I... Ooh. I'll ask about the serious stuff. I'm more interested in why Tosaka's still here. Then I want to hear about the serious matter. I want to know why you stayed here. Alright, then I'll ask for your conclusion first. What is it? It seemed for a second like Tosaka was disappointed. Then, I'll be direct. What are you planning to do from now on? She asks directly the one question I don't want to be asked. No, that's not it. It's not that I don't want her to ask me, but I haven't made up my mind yet. I'm the one who wants to ask. What do I do now? Honestly, I don't know. You say I should fight for the Holy Grail, but I've never been in a fight between magi. First of all, I want to try to avoid killing people. And most of all, I'm not interested in something mysterious like the Holy Grail. I'm not too sure about risking my life for something I don't want. I knew you'd say that. You'll be killed by your servant if you say something like that. Why would I? Because the servant's goal is also the Holy Grail. They can be summoned by the masters because the condition on their summoning is that they obtain the Holy Grail. The most important thing for a servant is to obtain the Holy Grail. They obey their master and risk their life for their master, because they have a chance of obtaining it. So just try saying that you don't want the Holy Grail. You can't complain even if they kill you and call you a betrayer. What's that? That's weird, because servants are what the master summons, right? So, do you think a servant would obey a human for no reward? The Holy Grail grants the wish of whoever obtains it. The servant of the master who obtains it is no exception. Even the servants have their own wishes. That's why they respond to the otherwise impossible summoning. It's not that the masters are summoning the servants to obtain the Holy Grail. The servants are answering the master's call because they can obtain the Holy Grail. Servants have their own desires? Then, does that mean Saber has a wish she wants the Holy Grail to grant? That's why the servants try to eliminate other servants even without orders from their masters. Only one can obtain the Holy Grail. They can't accept other masters obtaining it. Unlike their masters, they don't have the power to take away the command spells, so the only way they can disarm other masters is to kill them. So, even if the master has no intention of fighting, battle's inevitable. A master who's attacked by a servant must fight it off with their own servant. You heard enough from Kirei to know that this is the nature of the Holy Grail War, right? Yeah. He told me that last night. But that means allowing your servant to try to kill other servants. I thought it'd be over if I reached a compromise with other masters, but if the servants are ones summoned to obtain the Holy Grail, and if it is true that they'll not give it up, then a battle between the servants is inevitable. Then the girl that fought to protect me is also ready to kill or be killed to obtain the Holy Grail? It's awful. I don't know about this heroic spirit thing, but Saber's human. She was bleeding badly yesterday, too. Oh, don't worry about that part. There's no life or death for the servants. Even if servants are eliminated, they just go back to where they belong. Heroic spirits are a phenomenon, so they can't be killed. The only ones that can be killed during a fight are the masters. No, but still, even if it's a temporary death, there's still the fact that something human-shaped has disappeared from this world. What? Are you saying it's murder? Are you still carrying such a sense of justice even though you're a magus? Her comment is only natural. As a magus, death is always right beside me. I understand it, and I'm already prepared for that. But still, I'm not strong enough to judge people's deaths as good or bad. Of course, I won't participate in a fight to the death. Oh, so you're just gonna wait for the others to kill you? You're ceding victory to the other masters. It's not it. The point is to survive to the end, right? I don't have any intention of killing others, but I'll have no mercy in a fight to protect myself. If the opponent is out to kill me, they won't complain if they're killed in return, right? No, so you'll be staying on the defensive. Then you'll just be observing what other masters are doing, right? So even if someone like yesterday goes around killing everyone, you're gonna ignore it? Someone like yesterday? She must mean that inhuman monster. Superhuman strength that allows the destruction of a house or two with a single blow. Certainly, if that thing wished, this town could be in ruins in just one night. And on top of that, the problem is that the servants are normally in spirit form. Humans can't see them in spirit form, but since the servants can affect the real world as spirits, you could call them the most powerful weapon. With the technology we have now, there are no weapons that can affect a spiritual being. Our attacks are useless against them, and their attacks can damage us. It's not just a one-sided game. Murder by a servant is like a natural death for normal people. Death caused by an invisible killer will just be treated as accidental death or suicide. What's that? Oh. What's that? Servants... No, masters and servants don't just attack other masters. Other people have nothing to do with them, right? Yeah, I really wish that was the case. But if it were, you wouldn't need a supervisor like Kirei, would you? I should have said earlier that servants are spirits. They're already complete, so they don't grow. But magical energy used as fuel is different. The more magical energy they have available, the more they can use the powers they had in life. That part is the same as us. That part is the same as for us, Magi. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I'm really not here today. That part is the same for us as Magi. Do you understand? I do. So they can use magic repeatedly, right? You could say that magical energy is the gunpowder to fill a gun, and the magus is the gun itself. The type of gun depends on the magus's abilities. Pistol, rifle, machine gun, shotgun. Using that metaphor, servants are cannons. Using a large amount of gunpowder, they fire a large bullet. That's right. Servants aren't given their mana by nature. They act with the magical energy inside them. We masters supply it, so servants can only use their powers using their own magical energy, plus the magical energy of their master. But that means an amateur master like... that means an amateur master like you would be no match for their masters, right? So there's a loophole. Well, I guess you could call it an obvious answer. Servants can supplement their magical energy from other sources. Servants are spirits, so they can get nourishment from eating things that are like them. Nourished by eating things that are like them? Things like them? You mean spirits? But what kind of spirits would they eat? It's a simple answer. Nature spirits obtain power from nature itself. So, where do you think servants, human spirits, get their power from? Oh. It is a simple answer. As we humans eat meat, the human spirits... Exactly. Usually they replenish enough magical energy from their master. But it's obvious that one gets more magical energy from many people rather than just one person, right? To put it bluntly, a weak master makes his servant eat humans. Servants transform human emotions and souls into magical energy. That's the most efficient way to make your servant more powerful. There are many masters who kill humans as sacrifices for their servant. As sacrifices? So you're saying that if a master didn't care about his methods, he would kill humans to make his servant stronger? Yeah, but I don't think a smart master would do such a thing. You see, even if servants are powerful, there's a limit to their magical energy capacity. They can't store more than their capacity, so there's a limit to how much they can kill and collect magical energy. The association wouldn't ignore you if you went around killing people. And most of all, other masters might figure out your servant's abilities and identify them from the cause of death, not to mention the identity of the master as well. It's highly advantageous in the Holy Grail War to keep your identity a secret, so a normal master should be stingy about using their servant. See. Certainly, if no one knows that you're a master, there's no danger of other masters attacking you. Conversely, if you know who the other masters are, you could definitely pull a surprise attack on them. And by that theory, there won't be many masters that would have their servants attack humans and reveal their identity. I'm glad. And there's no problem. That means servants won't indiscriminately attack humans without orders from their master. Right. They're heroes, right? Someone who would go out and kill people wouldn't be called a hero in the first place. Well, no, I can't say that for sure. There are many examples of people becoming heroes just because they were a mass murderer. Tosaka makes an ominous comment. As it seems to be her true feelings rather than just sarcasm, I guess Tosaka's a realist. Anyways, that's what I wanted to confirm. Now you know what kind of beings servants are, right? Masters aren't the only ones trying to win the Holy Grail War. As you've entered this battle, you have an obligation to command your servant. An obligation to command my servant. So, I can't allow my own servant or other servants to attack innocent people. So, you understand your situation? Now, about your body. Do you remember what happened to you after that? No memory of anything. I ran towards Saber, and I got my stomach blown away by Berserker. I lost consciousness then, and I don't know anything about last night, nor why I'm alive. That's what I thought. Before I continue, I'll explain what happened. With an unpleasant sigh, Tosaka starts to describe what happened yesterday. Good stretch. It seems that Berserker left after I fell unconscious. She tells me that my body started to heal itself, and that it looked fine after about 10 minutes. And she says she brought me here, since I didn't regain my consciousness even when my wound had healed, and that's where we are right now. The important thing here is that you survived on your own. I did help you, but it was your own power that healed that wound. Don't make that mistake. Or don't mistake that part. Sounds like a lie. Then you didn't heal it? Of course not. I can't do something like reviving a dying person anymore. Miyashiro himself healed his own wounds. What can I do, now that she said that? My stomach's certainly healed, but I have doubts about Tosaka's story. I can't use healing magic, let alone revival magic. Then the cause must be the servant. Your servant must be really powerful, or something went wrong during the summoning. Well, I think it's both, but I think some kind of line formed between you two. A line? You mean like the karmic line connecting a familiar and a magus? Oh, so you have a working knowledge of familiars? Then this should be easy to explain. In other words, Emiya-kun and Saber's relationship is not a normal relationship like that between a normal master and their familiar. It looks like Saber has natural healing powers, so some of that may be flowing into you. Normally, the Magus' power flows into the familiar, but in your case, the familiar's power is flowing into you and helping you out. So, put simply, it's like a river flowing upstream? That's a good way to put it. It's not naturally possible, but I bet Saber's magical energy is so great that it can even change the flow of a river. That's the only reason she's able to go against Berserker with her small size. Not naturally possible. Then the relationship between you and Archer is that of a normal Magus and familiar? Yes. He doesn't listen to much of what I say, but we do still have such a relationship. The connection between a servant and a master is like that of a gasoline and an engine. We provide the magical energy, the servant just uses it. Well, I guess there have been some masters who shared their physical bodies with their servants to obtain fake immortality. Not dying until their servants are dead, something like that. Hey, are you listening, Emiya-kun? Huh? Yeah, I'm listening. Then, are you saying most of the wounds on my body will heal even if I don't do anything? Using your servant's magical energy. I don't know how, but I'm sure the cause is in Saber's materialization. I know you haven't learned the curse of self-healing. Of course not. My father never taught me anything that difficult. No, I mean that if that's the case, I have nothing to worry about. Don't worry about it. It has nothing to do with you. Oh. What is it? Osaka's words are indirect and hard to follow. No, well, just don't do anything too reckless. It's good that you survived this time, but you won't survive if you take that kind of a wound again. You shouldn't get any optimistic hopes that you'll survive any major wounds. I understand. I feel bad about taking damage and having Saber help me. Idiot, that's not the reason. I'm sure you're not just using Saber's magical energy to heal your wounds. You're definitely using something. I don't know what it is, your lifespan or your luck or your savings account, but you're definitely using something up. Tosaka gives a humph once again. I feel the same way, but... Tosaka, doesn't my savings account have nothing to do with this? Of course it's connected! Magic uses up your money, so it's something that drains your money the more you use it. I won't allow myself to be wrong. Tosaka Rin erupts with the fires of personal grudges. It's a really good line. It's strange. The more I talk with her, the more I understand that this is the real Tosaka Rin, and that the Tosaka at school is just a mask she puts on. No, it's something I had already realized yesterday. Let's get back to the conversation. So, what are you gonna do? Since you don't want to kill people, you're just gonna watch. Is that right? I take back what I said. She really is a bad personality. She's a real bully, putting me on the spot and asking me that with a smile. I just have to stop them, right? The masters will calm down once they lose their servants, right? Unbelievable. You say you won't go out and kill other masters, but you also say you'll kill them if they do anything bad. Emiya-kun, do you realize you're contradicting yourself? Yeah, I know it's selfish, but I can't think of any other choices. I won't change my decision no matter how much you argue against it. But there's one problem with that. Can I tell you what it is? She's plotting something. With that face, she's definitely plotting something. But as a man, I have to listen. Okay, what is it? Do you remember the master yesterday? The girl who was talking about killing you and me? How could I forget? They attacked us mercilessly. That girl will come and kill us. I think you know that too. I see. That girl's a master too. Since she knows Tosaka and I are masters, she'll come and attack us someday. I don't know if it'll be today or tomorrow, but I do know it's a death sentence. At least, I know I can't stop such a monster. Your servant, Berserker, is on another level. You can't match it, being an inexperienced master. You say you won't do anything except defend yourself, but you won't even be able to do that. Sorry, but you wouldn't be able to beat it either, right? I wouldn't be able to beat it head-on. It's the most powerful servant in hand-to-hand combat. I don't think any previous servant could match it. Even I wouldn't be able to escape if Berserker attacked me. I feel the same way. I don't think I'll get another chance if it attacks me again. Unconsciously, I place my hand on my stomach. The wound on my stomach is healed now. No, you couldn't call it a wound. It was pretty much instant death. My nausea returns just at the thought of taking another blow like that. That's right. Do you get it? You can't choose to wait until the Holy Grail War is over without doing anything. Yeah, I get it. But what are you trying to say? I don't quite understand. You're not having fun watching me be condemned to death, right? Or are you? I don't have such bad taste. Jeez, don't you get it after I've said so much? In short, I'm asking if you want to join up with me. Huh? If I take that at face value, that's... Join up? You mean me and Tosaka? Yes. My archer received a fatal wound and is healing right now. It'll take a while for him to heal fully, but he should still be about half as useful. And there are no problems with your servant, but her master's dragging her down, so she's half as useful as well. See? Adds up fine. Huh. I'm not that bad. Even though you've almost died 3 times from what I know of, I think you're the first person I've ever seen almost die 3 times in one day. But that's... I'll compensate you for the alliance. I'll forgive you for beating Archer, and I'll teach you about being a master. Oh, and if we have time, I can look at your skills as a magus. How about it? That certainly is an attractive proposal. As I don't know anything, Tosaka would be a reliable teacher. And if I can help it, I don't want to fight against Tosaka. Not because she's the girl I admired at school. In fact, if I didn't know her like this, I wouldn't have felt this much resistance. The Tosaka I read in front of me is so different from how people describe her as an honor student, that talking to her, she's just Tosaka, and it seems she's just as she appears. Well, in other words, I'm saying I find her so much more attractive this way that I'm wondering why I even have to tell myself this. Emiya-kun, I want to hear your answer. She urges my response. Ooh. Alright, let's cooperate. There's no choice from the start. There's too many things I don't know, and I'm unskilled as a magus. Even if it's temporary, if Tosaka's gonna give me a hand, I don't think there's any better option. Alright, I'll take that offer, Tosaka. Honestly, it'll really help me out if you do so. Then it's decided. Let's shake hands. For now, let's stay allies until we beat Berserker. Oh, I see. That's how it'll be, huh? I guess it can't be helped, but that's easier to understand. What are we at? 11? 12? We got 4 from this stream already. I thought we were past 8. Oh well. I shake her hand. I'm a bit perplexed. The instant I feel Tosaka's soft hand, I realize she is a girl. Happens? Don't say happens! In comparison, my hand covered in scratches from messing around with stuff is ill-suited. The instant I think so, I pull back, embarrassed. What? You don't want to cooperate with me after all? No, it's not that. It's a real help to be able to ally with you. It's not that, so don't worry about it. After making a puzzled face. Oh. She makes a malicious expression. What? I'll take back the agreement if you say something stupid. I will. I really will. Was that the first time you've held a girl's hand? You seem to have lots of friends, but you're actually shy, Shiro. No! It's not that, but... I'm just embarrassed because it was Tosaka. But I can never say such a thing, and I certainly have never touched a girl so strongly before. Well, Fujine is an exception. She's more like someone from a different planet than from a different sex. Hey, hold on. Isn't there something weird in what she just said? You really do show your feelings on your face like I've heard. Well, I won't ask you about it for now. It'll be a problem if I poke fun at you and you get sulky. Then, here's a deposit. I'll give you this, so think of it as proof for our alliance. Tosaka puts a book on the table. It looks just like a diary. There's no title, and it's wine red. Color seems to suit Tosaka. It's my father's, but I'll give it to you since I don't need it anymore. It's not something a full master needs, but I thought you might need it. Tosaka's eyes tell me to take a look. Then, excuse me. I open it to a random page. Then, there's nothing written in the book, but a strange image pops into my head. Tosaka, what is this? It's the status of each of the servants. You already know the Holy Grail War has its set of rules, right? It's the same for the servants. First of all, only 7 heroic spirits are summoned. Those 7 can be summoned only after they've become one of the predetermined classes that the Holy Grail War has prepared in advance. Instead of bringing the actual heroic spirit, it made a class similar to the spirit and called it into that. Spiritual spells which call forth spirits put in the body of the caster's body, right? It's like that. Oh. Spiritual spells which call forth spirits put the spirit in the caster's body, right? It's like that. To call forth the spirit from a different time frame, it's easier to prepare a case for them in advance. Class. Oh, that's why Saber's Saber. That's right. I told you, heroic spirits need to hide their identity, right? That's why they'll never say their real names. Naturally, their summoned class becomes their name. So, the 7 classes prepared are Saber, Lancer, Archer, Rider, Caster, Assassin, Berserker. There's a change in 1 or 2 of the classes every Holy Grail War, but we have a basic lineup this time. The standard opinion is that Saber's the best servant. Each class has their own special characteristics, but the abilities of the servants differ according to the rank of the heroic spirit summoned. Rank of the heroic spirits. You mean how strong they were when they were alive? That also, but what strengthens their ability is their popularity. What they did and what weapons they had don't change, but their basic abilities change depending on how famous they are in this time. Heroic spirits are like gods, so they grow stronger the more people worship them. I guess you can say it solidifies their presence. It's the same as divine spirits falling to the rank of spirits when they lose their faith. Heroes that are forgotten by the people don't have much power. But then, even if they are forgotten or unknown, if he was originally a powerful hero, then I think he can keep his powers to some extent. Then, if it's a hero everyone knows, and if their story was extraordinary, they'd undoubtedly be a rank A servant. Berserker might be the strongest in that regard, too. After all, he's the most famous hero in Greek mythology. The heroes from that age of gods have special noble phantasms, just because of that, and if the hero itself is strong to add to that, there's nothing much we can do. Tosaka, what is this noble phantasm? It's the symbol the servant used in their life. Heroes and their holy swords or demonic swords come as a set, right? So in other words, they're weapons. Weapons? You mean like Saber's invisible sword? Yeah. I don't know what history it has, but it certainly is her noble phantasm. I don't think I even need to say, but heroes can't stay in a legend with just their names. They each have a weapon that became their trademark. That's the most powerful weapon. Called a noble phantasm, the crystallization of people's desire for a miracle. So, in short, a powerful magical item? Right. To be blunt, heroes themselves can't match powerful spells or divine mysteries. But it's a different story when the noble phantasms come in. Heroes wielding noble phantasms can even defeat spirits of several ranks higher. It's because most holy and demonic swords appearing in legends are close to the level of sorcery. Swords that kill dragons, which are the most powerful Fantasia race, shoes that run far and wide, and even god-killing demonic swords. Anyways, the weapons heroes have are so extraordinary, it makes you wonder how they can't be almighty. I'm not overstating saying that the battle between servants is concentrated in the battle between the noble phantasms. So, servants that are heroic spirits have at least one noble phantasm? Yes. As a general rule, one hero can only hold one noble phantasm. Usually something like a sword or a spear. There's this weapon called the mountain-destroying sword in China, right? You can only swing it once, but it's a magical sword, so one swing will even destroy a mountain and such. I think it's kind of like that. However, noble phantasms are miracles that need to be activated by stating their true name, so it's not something they can use easily. It's activated just by saying the weapon's name, right? Why would that mean it can't be used easily? Hey now, if you know the name of the weapon, you can also tell which hero the servant is. A hero and his weapon come as a set, so once you know the name of the weapon, you naturally know the name of the owner. If that happens, you know every strength and weakness of that servant. See, certainly that's true. Saber did work out Lancer's identity after he used his noble phantasm. Something like being Ireland's child of light? So, if I summarize this, servants are separated into classes, each of them a heroic spirit suited to their class. These heroic spirits hide their identity, and their weapons are the greatest trump card, but they can't readily use them since they reveal their identity. That concludes the lecture on servants. You should learn the details if you read that book, so take a look at it when you have time. If you get used to it, you should be able to identify the servant from intuition without the book. Saying that, Tosaka stands up. Well then, I'm heading home. Huh? Oh, yeah, thanks. I look up at Tosaka, who's about to leave. Don't take this the wrong way. Even though we're cooperating right now, in our position, we'll eventually have to fight. Once all the other masters are dead, or even if they're alive, this fact won't change. So, it'll be easier if you don't think of me as human, Emiya-kun. Clearly stating our position, Tosaka goes home. So, we've unlocked something interesting. We now have a weapons page. Oh no, we have that. We've had that. Is it missing? Where is it? Status? Ah, there we go. I hope you like D&D because we have a full oh boy. There's a lot of information. So we've got that on Saber. We got Lancer. Gaybolg. God, we've got a full... Nasu loves writing. He loves it so much. Skill, 1 of 3, battle continuation A, does not give up on easy. I can't talk. Does not give up easily. Wait, we can play tabletop Fate. They made a Fate tabletop game, absolutely. Does not give up on easy. Don't make fun of me. I can't talk. Battle continuation A, the ability to stay alive. Oh. How tall is 253 centimeters? Alignment, chaotic, insane. Look at his stats! Look at his stats! All parameters are increased, but sanity is lost. Well over 8 feet tall. Scary. I think my favorite thing about the visual novel is how fucking scary it is. I think Ufotable overall does a good job of adapting Fate. I have my little complaints sprinkled about here and there, but it's the best we can ask for. However, I think what the VN does best... I've said before that I really like how Nasu writes depictions of pain and how he writes horror. And I think something the visual novel does really, really well and really consistently is making the servants seem really fucking scary. You're constantly reminded that, like, these aren't human... They're not just, like, really strong humans. These are an entirely different creature. You know what I mean? Berserker will just show up, and Shiro will be like, my spine hurts. I'm so scared. It's really, really good. Oh, Lancer has oh, I'm clicking on the OBS display. Lancer has E-Luck. You are correct. Do we know anything about Caster? No. Okay, so we don't know anything about Writer, Caster, Assassin at this point. Anyway. Is it because Tosaka went home and my tension disappeared? My body feels dull, so I lay down in the living room. I stave off the returning nausea by lying on my side. The clock ticks in the silent living room. Fight between masters, huh? Yeah, don't dig around. You'll find a lot of spoilers. I still don't understand what it is. The only thing I'm sure of is that it's beyond me. It would feel more real if I had more interest in the Holy Grail. Why, I wonder. All I feel towards the Holy Grail is disgust. The Grail's said to make wishes come true. I don't know what kind of a thing it is, but it's an artifact that can even summon these things called servants. This is really weird. So I made, sorry, completely unrelated. I made green tea, right? And it's like, it was fine before, and now it's like brown. Now that it's almost gone, it's like reddish almost. I probably shouldn't drink this. Alright. I didn't burn it. I put it in my awful, ugly Shiro mug that I custom made. It's covered in really, really ugly images of him from the Dean anime. It's burnt tea. Hey, it's really not. The rest of it looked fine until I got down to the bottom of it. I want to see that so badly. Okay, hold on. I will take a photo and then we'll continue. This is my favorite thing. Alright, I'll post them in the Discord. Marriage cons having to share the Shiro mug. I am unmarried, but untrue. I had 2 of them made. I think about everything. No, I just didn't. I didn't want to run out. I wanted to always use it. Okay, check this shit out. Why does it look like that? See, the photo doesn't do the color of this tea justice. That's what I'm drinking out of right now. Don't say holy shit. That's burnt tea? The rest of it was not burnt. What do you mean? Tea can do that? You guys are crazy. This one's... Oh, the one of him at the low table? It's really good. Like his legs stick out. Can you please post this mug? What do you mean? Huh? Oh, on Twitter. Okay. Fine. Can you make a Takako edit of this for us to buy? I'll work on it. It might not go as far as granting any wish, but it should have more than enough value for any magus to want it. Still, I'm not interested in it. It's true that I'm dubious about its reality, but accepting that easy way to reach a goal feels like cheating myself. And the worst aspect of this thing is that the selection method is a battle. But this is a fight for a single chair. No matter what your expectations are, as long as you enter it, you can't survive unless you defeat your enemies. And depending on your methods, defeating other masters might result in harm to innocent people. And that's why. Rejoice, Emiya Shiro. My reason for fighting is not to win the Holy Grail War. Your wish will finally come true. It is to stop those that would try to win it by any means possible. Feel dizzy again. It's only natural. Even if it appears to be back to normal, my body was almost split in half a few hours ago. There's no way the sickness will go away quickly. It seems more likely that it'll continue for the rest of my life. Because I was almost killed 3 times in a day. Someone weak joins a battle, it's natural for him to get hurt. As compensation for my lack of strength, I almost lost my body. She was wounded protecting me. I get up. Oh yeah, her! What am I doing? I totally forgot about her because Tosaka was here. No, I unconsciously avoided thinking about her. Coward. I've been avoiding recalling the girl who was wounded because of me. The one that was bleeding miserably because of me. Tosaka didn't say the most important thing. I pull my resting body together and stand up. Tosaka didn't say anything about Saber. She said she and Saber brought me here, but she said nothing more. In fact, I need to know most if she, the one wounded by Berserker, is alright or not. I look through the house, bearing the dizziness. I look around where someone could be, all the guest rooms, but I cannot find Saber. It's weird. She's in that outfit, so you'd think it'd be easy to find her. There's no sign of the brave armor-clad Saber anywhere around the house. Tosaka said servants can become spirits, but I can't do that. No, first of all, they say I'm a master, but just how am I a master? I don't understand who she is, nor how she exists. This is like a new soldier being given a tank. That's right. Even if you give a guy that's only used old guns a brand new weapon, he won't know how to use it. I complain. Well, the lucky thing is, this tank has an autopilot function. Even if the driver's terrible, the tank will fight on its own. Angry at my thoughts, I hit my head against the wall. Run, you idiot. Such an impolite complaint. I apologize to the blonde-haired girl in my head. Now, I feel like I have to find her and confirm her safety. She's not here either. I searched throughout the house. It's a big house, but I didn't play hide-and-seek here with Fujine as a kid for nothing. I know the efficient way to search this place. If I haven't found her after searching this much, then the yard, the shed, or... There's several possibilities, but I don't even consider the possibility that she's not here anymore. She said she'd protect me, so I don't think she would leave this place. Maybe it suddenly hits me. Not the house, the yard, nor the shed where we first met. Come to think of it, there's another large building in this place. She must be there. I hurry. I head to the dojo, separated from the main building. I'm a bit tense. She's not here. I'll have to admit that she's gone. It makes me realize the inconsistency. Even though I know nothing about her, I want her to stay. A wooden-floored room with nothing unnecessary. A dojo built only to train oneself in. In this silent place, in the faint sunlight. Oh. Beautiful. She's sitting there naturally. Space filled with tranquility. The sunlight shining in is white, and it makes her and the dojo into one. I can see nothing amiss in her dignified posture. Just by sitting there, she stiffens the air in the dojo. There's nothing cold about it. It's because her figure is so pure, it makes me forget even about the cold winter air. And the sound of my breath is a nuisance. The girl, sitting Japanese style in the corner of the dojo, is definitely the girl from last night. The girl who appeared just before I was killed by Lancer, and the girl that mercilessly slashed him with her sword. Her golden hair, that was reflecting the blue moonlight, is now one with the warm sunlight. It really makes me remember. It's exactly what I felt when I first saw her. Girl clad in armor, slashing her sword to silently overwhelm her opponent. I wasn't surprised by how out of this world that scene was. It doesn't matter what she's wearing. Probably wouldn't change even if she was covered in mud. The girl that moved me deeply is still in front of me. That's why I forget even to breathe, continue to stare at her. Forgetting about Masters, the Holy Grail War, and everything. This instant, I've completely accepted Saber. I don't know how long it was. Saber opens her eyes, as if awakening from sleep. Oh. My disappointed voice echoes loudly through the dojo. Saber stands up, perhaps noticing the sound. I walk towards her, still not knowing what to say. You were awake, Shiro. Calm voice. Her voice, echoing through the dojo as if permeating it, is surprisingly suited to this place. Yeah, I just got up. I answer with a dull head. Shiro, you seem pale. Are you feeling ill? The golden-haired girl approaches me. No, I'm feeling really good. I quickly step back to get away from Saber. Looking away from Saber, who's tilting her head questioningly, I calm down my pounding heart.
Calm down. What am I so tense about? I take a deep breath, but it doesn't seem to die down quickly. In fact, I don't think it ever will. Jeez, why has she changed? I complain without meaning to. Saber's clothes have changed dramatically since yesterday. She's wearing normal clothes, completely unlike her armor. It's rather unexpected, and I'm troubled by it. She's terribly beautiful. I thought I figured that out yesterday, but it really hits me now. Perhaps her armor looks so surreal that I didn't notice yesterday. But if she dresses like a girl, as a healthy guy, I'm troubled. Shiro. I tense up the moment our eyes meet. But I didn't look for her so as to not talk to... What? But I didn't look for her so as to not talk to her. Oh, I didn't go looking for her to not talk to her. I'm troubled, but I can't stay quiet forever. It's Saber, right? This will be the first time we sit down and talk, but I make up my mind and talk to her. And then... Shiro, before that, there's something I'd like to tell you about last night. She interrupts my words with a sullenness that makes her earlier calmness seem like an illusion. Alright, what is it? It is about last night. You are my master. It's troubling if you take such an action. Battle is my work, so you must concentrate on your role. If you go and die in vain yourself, there's no way I can protect you. Saber says so clearly. That makes the tension I was feeling vanish. What do you mean? You would have been slashed if I didn't do that. In that case, I would have just died. It was not something you should have been hurt for. I'll repeat myself. Please do not take such an action again. There's no need for my master to protect me, and there's no reason for it either. She speaks plainly. She's speaking so practically that... What? Don't be stupid! You don't need a reason to save a girl! I reply unconsciously. Maybe she was surprised at being yelled at, but she pauses for a moment as if I've done something unexpected. And then she stares at me with indescribable dignity. I back up a bit, being stared at. Her look makes me realize that I've said something really out of place, and it embarrasses me. Anyway, I'm grateful that you brought me home. I'll thank you for that. You are welcome. It's natural for a servant to protect her master, but I'm happy to be thanked. You're very polite. No, I'm not polite. More importantly, there's something I need to clarify right now. It's something I should have asked her right after I got home yesterday. If she really is my servant, and if she's really taking part in this war. Going back to our conversation, Saber. Oh, I'll ask formally, but can I call you Saber? Yes. Since I have formed a contract with you as a servant, I'm your sword. I will follow your orders, defeat your enemies, and protect you. Saber says so without the slightest hesitation. There's no room for me to question her about it. Become my sword, huh? To win this Holy Grail war? Is that not why you've summoned me? No, I summoned you because... I can't say it was by pure accident. No, first of all, I didn't even summon her. She just appeared when I was in danger and saved me with her own decision. The result is the situation we're in. I became Saber's master, and I was dragged into this thing called the Holy Grail War. Not one bit of it was my intention. I'm just an amateur magus that was dragged into this battle beyond my abilities. What of it? I've already convinced myself that I have to fight. I can't complain now. I shake my head lightly and stop whining. That's it. I said I'll fight, so I can't even talk about running away. This will be the last time I will talk or think about whining. No matter how the decision came, I've decided to fight. Shiro. Oh, it's nothing. But, Saber, there's only a small chance of winning if you stay with me. I don't have the powers or the brains of Tosaka, so tomorrow might end up like today. Are you okay with that? Does that mean you lack the will to fight? I have the will, I just don't have the chance of victory, so I'm asking you if you're alright with serving such a master. This is a battle I've decided to take on, so I think it's wrong for someone to get hurt in my place. Even though I'm weak, making Saber fight, and... I can't stand letting a scene like that happen again. You're my master, Shiro. This fact will not change. A servant does not have the freedom to choose its master. It's true. That's why Saber's my servant right now. Then I should try my best not to burden her too much. Alright, so you're content I'm your master? Yes, but Shiro, I will not allow defeat for my master. If you've no chance of victory, I will make one for you. I will use every means possible to have you obtain the Holy Grail. To obtain the Holy Grail, huh? Tosaka said servants also have a wish they want granted. So Saber must be no exception. That's why she has no doubts. But that means... Hold on, Saber. You said by any means possible, right? Does that mean you don't care what measures you take to win the war? For example, attacking people to gain power. I cannot finish. Saber is looking at me like I'm an enemy. Shiro, that is not a possibility. I can only do those things I will allow myself to do. I cannot betray my beliefs. It is against the knight's oath to hurt those who are unharmed. But I must obey if you order so. In that case, you will have to use one of your command spells to compensate for treading inside me. I'm overwhelmed by her angered voice. But still, I'm happy and relieved. Her lack of doubt gave her the image of a cold fighting machine, but I know now that she's not a cold-blooded killer. Yeah, I won't let you do such a thing. As you say, we have to do our best with what we can do. I'm really sorry. I insulted you without realizing it. No, I jumped to a hasty conclusion without knowing your intentions. You're not at fault, so please raise your head. Huh? Oh, sorry, I apologized without realizing it. I raised my head. I don't know what's funny, but Saber has a small smile on her face. Well, I'm glad she's smiling, so I won't ask her about it. Oh, I forgot to tell you. I said we'll do whatever we can to win, right? As one measure, I've decided to cooperate with Tosaka for a while. Remember Archer's master, who you were with for a while yesterday? You mean Rin? I see. That is certainly an intelligent choice. There will be many things you can learn from her until you become a suitable master. Thank God. If Saber agrees, I can proudly cooperate with Tosaka. The only other thing I need to ask her right now is... Let's see. Do we want to make her angry? Or do we want to make her happy? Where'd you get those clothes? It should be about those clothes of her. By the way, Saber, I want to ask you something. Yes, what is it? Where'd you get those clothes? I was surprised that you were wearing something different from yesterday. Actually, I'm still surprised. They are something Rena's prepared for me. Since I cannot turn into spirit form, she gave me these so I would not attract attention. Oh, I see. What about them? Well, yeah, I try to say they look good on her, but I stop myself. If I said such a thing, I'd blush red as a tomato. Shiro? Well... yeah, oh, yesterday's armor. Yeah, I was wondering what happened to the armor you were wearing yesterday. You do not need to worry about it. I have control of when I wear the armor, so I have it off while I'm wearing these clothes. That armor is woven by my magical energy. I can call it forth as it is needed. I could only sigh in admiration. Anyways, it is true that she would draw attention in her armor. So, with the way Saber's dressed now, I should be able to persuade people in the neighborhood that she's a relative of Kiritsugu's. Well, I'd have to do so anyway. And then, I hear the sound of something heavy falling at the door. Huh? I turn around, wondering what it was. There is Tosaka, with a big bag at her feet. Huh? My mind freezes. Tosaka, who supposedly went home, is at my dojo, and she's wearing normal clothes for some reason. And why does she have that big bag? Huh? What are you here for, Tosaka? I just went to go get my stuff from my house. It's natural, since I'll be living here from now on. Live? You mean you living in my house? That's what cooperation means. What did you think our talk was about earlier? I'm so surprised I can't speak. Something. I have to say something back, or something terrible is gonna happen, but my head won't function. where's my room? If you don't have one prepared, I'll choose one myself. Still, the unexpected invader mercilessly continues the discussion. Hold on, isn't this bad? Morally? Look, Tosaka's the idol at my school. Just having her in my house will cause a panic, so having her live here would be crazy, and Fujine would kill me. Or maybe she's planning to drive me insane to reduce the number of masters? Oh. Oh, why don't you prepare a room for her as well? Your servant takes up space, unlike my archer, so you should give her a place to sleep. Well, if just one bed is no problem for you, then I wouldn't mind. Wait, that means sleeping in the same bed, right? Of course I won't. What are you saying? What are you saying while I'm not saying anything? I wouldn't do such a thing. Saber's a girl. You're missing the point, but oh well. That's what Shiro says, Saber. He says he doesn't like to be in the same room with a girl. Not moving, Saber makes a difficult face. That's not good, Shiro. Servants are to protect their masters. The hours of sleep are the most crucial time for protecting you, so I cannot protect you unless I am in the same room. I'm in more trouble even if you say that. What are you thinking? Are you two really girls? Why? Why are you two looking silently at me like that? Servants are servants, so there's no reason to treat them as humans. But I guess it's useless to tell Shiro that. My mouth, about to protest, stops. The weird feeling I had when talking with Tosaka in the living room returns. Actually, I figured out the cause of this feeling. Hold on, Tosaka, when did you start calling me by my name? Oh, am I? I wasn't really conscious of it, so it must have been a while ago. It was. I think you've been calling me that for a while. I see. I'll be careful if you don't like that, but don't you like it? Tosaka says so plainly, without realizing what I'm feeling. Jeez. It's like you said, Issei. I think Tosaka Rin is a real devil. Fine. Call me whatever you like. I don't care. Whichever you prefer is fine. Really? Then I'll do that. Rin, please do not end the conversation. We've not come up with a solution to the matter of the room for Shiro and I. Oh, of course. But it'll be hard to stay in the same room with Shiro acting like that. There's no point in treating a servant like a human, but why don't you give up since Shiro doesn't want it? That's incorrect. Shiro only said it would trouble him, and he did not say he did not want it. Well then, what do you say, Shiro? Hold on. Why, after only a day, does she keep on calling me Shiro like I'm a cat she found? No, that's not the problem, but Saber's room is. Shiro, I will ask you again. It is a servant's duty to guard you while you sleep. I believe you understand your position as a master. Even if you glare at me like that, I can't do it. No, I'll prepare a separate room for Saber. I'll try to prepare one as close to mine as possible, so please be happy with that. Scaring me won't work. As a man, I won't surrender to you on this. Saber, you should understand your situation better. Huh? That's why I'm trying to protect my master as a servant. No, I mean about yourself. Jeez, if you don't understand, that's fine. If you say any more, I'll make you obey using my command spell. I breathe out hard and intimidate Saber. It is troubling if you use your command spell for such a thing. Our future is doomed if you use one of the 3 rights to order me not to protect you. Yeah, I'm sure Shiro would be the first and last master to do that. You Rin? Don't be stupid. I don't want to use it for this either. I understand. I will follow my master's plan. But what will you do when you're attacked by an enemy? Servants such as Assassin will close in without letting their presence become known. In such cases, will you be able to protect yourself until I arrive? Well, I can't claim I'll manage. I was able to against Lancer, but that luck won't repeat itself. That would be impossible. This house is a boundary field that alerts us if an enemy enters. We won't be able to avoid a raid, but we should at least be able to detect a surprise attack. In that case, you'd be able to protect him before he was attacked. So you can just go ahead and stay in a room you like. That is certainly true, but... How about right next to Shiro's room? You're fine if she's not in your room, right, Emiya-kun? She pronounces the Emi-kun ostentatiously. Tosaka, that's just sophistry, you know? It's a sound argument because I'm making it for your sake. Well, which room should I choose? She's so cute. Tosaka walks to the house with her bag, as if telling us the conversation is over. She looks cheerful, like a student picking a room on a field trip. Astounding. Her actions are so selfish, we just see her off with blank amazement. We return to the main building. First of all, I should show her around the house so she can choose her own room. This is the Japanese-style room. The backside has common rooms like the living room and the bathroom, and if you follow the open corridor to the outbuilding, you reach the guest rooms. It looks like Tosaka went that way. I explain as I walk. Saber follows me silently without nodding. I'm not sure if she's listening or not. The map of the house is fine. Where's Shiro's room? My room's this way. It's somewhat back there. Then please guide me that way. I must talk to you privately. Talk to me privately? So she doesn't want Tosaka to hear it? And Tosaka's in the outbuilding, so I think this place is okay. But she is a master after all. Someone could overhear us, so the open corridor is no place to talk secretly. Here, this is my room. What? This is Shiro's room? Saber's surprised the moment she walks in. What? I don't think there's anything here that should be too surprising. No, there's nothing here to surprise me, as there's nothing here. Is this really your room, Shiro? There's no point in lying to you. I only come here to sleep, so it's natural there's nothing here. I see. I was surprised. I thought you were a more assorted person. Saber enters the Japanese-style room and touches the wall to check the feel of it. It is a soft gesture, as if she understands the object's memory just by touching it. I'm relieved. This is a desolate room, but that does not mean it is treated badly. This is a simple but warm place. Warm? Well, I guess so. I don't know if it's how the house is built, but this place is cool during the summer and warm during the winter. My father always said I took the good room. Yes, the room is the reflection of its owner, so I was worried about your spirit. But this will not change my impression of you now. Saber says this with relief, but I don't understand what she wants to say. So, what did you want to talk privately about? I have two things. Both are something I would like to keep a secret between us. Well, I don't mind if you say so, but tell me what it's about. I can't tell if it's something good or bad. They're both bad. At the very least, it's not something I don't want other masters finding out. Judging by her expression, the bad thing must be our weakness. I see. I see what you mean. I'll listen seriously, so go ahead. Yes. First of all, I'd like you to forgive me for not being able to accomplish the first obligation of a servant. The first obligation of a servant? To tell you of my identity. Have you not heard about it from Rin? Tell me your identity. Oh, you mean your real name. Servants are heroic spirits. Their identities are heroes, famous in every age. They hide their identities in the scope of their power with their class names. A servant's real name is something that should be kept hidden. But it is also something the master must know. Because if one does not know which hero the servant is, he does not know the servant's potential. Master and servant are one. They won't be able to fight fully if one keeps a secret from the other. Well, that's just how it would be if I were a normal master. Even if I knew Saber's real name, I wouldn't be able to come up with an effective plan. Most of all, I don't care about it. I'm fine with that, but why? This is what I believe is for the best. No matter how hard you try to hide my name, there are many ways to take the information from you. Since your magic resistance is not high, mental intervention would be simple if the enemy was a superior magus. I would like to prepare for that, and not have my real name within your knowledge. Oh, I see. That's right. I'd give it away right away if they used suggestion on me. Alright, keep it a secret in that case. It helps me if you say that. But then, I'm not someone that famous. I should be a few ranks below Berserker, and it would not do too much even if my name were revealed. Saber murmurs in regret. It's a bit unexpected. Saber has some human characteristics, and she regrets being inferior to Berserker. Isn't that alright? A trump is a trump because it's hidden. Your master's weak like this, so I understand that you have to try everything. And Berserker, he's unfair. There's nothing to be ashamed of. And from my point of view, you aren't inferior. You had that big wound, yet you were exchanging blows straight on. You were right. I suffered defeat last night, but the result should be different once my wound heals. Right? Okay then, that's the end of the first matter. What's the second one about? Yes, about that. This probably is not something we can solve. We servants maintain our body using the magical energy transferred from our masters. That's why servants require a master, but I'm an incomplete master, so I don't have enough magical energy for you to maintain your body. No, it is not a problem if I receive even a small amount of magical energy from you, but I'm not receiving any magical energy from you. The spiritual connection we ought to have is not present. So, that means I, as the gasoline, not sending any fuel for Saber to work as an engine? Saber, it is not your fault. I believe something happened during my summoning. Some fault occurred, and the line that should have connected was not connected. Some problem during the summoning? When Saber appeared, it wasn't anything like a summoning. It was just an accident. Since she was summoned like that, it'd be strange if there weren't anything wrong with her. Hold on, then what's gonna happen? Since you can't replenish your magical energy, will you disappear? Yes. If I use up the magical energy I have, I will not be able to stay in this world. I've battled 3 times already since my summoning. My healing abilities are regeneration magic, so magical energy consumption will increase if I take damage. Let me see. I used about 10 mature magi's worth of magical energy last night. I'm astonished. Magical energy is reduced every time she fights, and there's no way to restore it. If she already used up that much magical energy, how much longer can she stay in this world? Do you understand, Master? So, I must try to use my magical energy as little as possible. If no magical energy is provided, I must sleep and suppress my magical energy usage. Sleep? Will your magical energy replenish if you sleep? I do not know, but at the very least, I will not consume any magical energy while I am asleep. So, I wish for you to allow me to sleep as much as possible. I will not be able to constantly protect you, but I would like you to understand that this is a measure necessary for us to win. Oh. I sigh with relief. Thank God. If that's all it is, I'll accept all she wants. Of course that's all right. You can rest when you get tired. If that allows you to stay longer, that's so much better. Then I will sleep often from now on, so please do not leave the house while I am doing so. If you are attacked somewhere far from here, I will not be able to come and protect you immediately. It'd be a different story if I could leap through space, but it would be a different story if I could leap through space, but servants with such an ability are rare. To call me from a distant place would require backup from the command spell, so I would like for you to try to stay near me. As much as I'd like to do that, I can't nod. I can't imagine living with Saber, and most of all, I have my own life as well. I'll try, but are you sure that's all? If you sleep, It should not be a problem. I cannot be certain since this has never happened to me. I'm so sorry, this never happened to me before. But I did not fight even 7 times last time. Even if I do not defeat them, other servants defeat other servants. I see. So, not everyone has to fight all the other servants. If all goes well, we can end this war pretty easily. The only people I'm gonna fight are those with inhuman attitudes. I'm sure that not all of the 7 masters are like that. Tosaka's ready to fight, but she would follow the rules of the Magi. So the 5 remaining masters. If they all have humane attitudes, I won't have to fight. Saber said she didn't even fight 7 times last time, so this time... Huh? Hold on. Even fight 7 times... last time? Hold on, Saber. Was it Saber 2 last time? No, I mean, were you in the last Holy Grail War as well? This is the 2nd time I've participated in the Holy Grail War. I was Saber 2 at that time. There are heroic spirits that attribute to several classes, but I only correspond to the class of Saber. Tosaka mentioned that out of the 7, Saber's the most powerful servant. Can we screen cap Tosaka mention to post in the Discord whenever Tosaka comes up? And this girl's saying she's become that twice in a row. Then, did you remain until the end last time? Thank you, Wolf. Of course. I had no constraints last time, so I did not fault any servants. Saber says this as if it's just something natural. This makes me realize even more that I've been given a sword I don't deserve. Jeez, then you must be full of complaints with someone like me as your master. I only fulfill the duties given to me. If I can obtain the Holy Grail, I have no complaints about my master. I see. That's a relief, but still. She was flawless last time, but she's already suffered 2 wounds this time. Oh, sorry, I scrolled the flowchart. In her condition, unable to replenish magical energy, she always has to think about her remaining magical energy. The result of a battle with such a burden was that image of her covered in blood. That image is engraved in my mind. The image of a girl smaller than me, covered miserably in blood. Shiro, such regret is useless. Huh? Saber's voice brings me back. When I raise my head, Saber's expression is serious. It's not as if I suffered no defeat. I'm your servant now because I didn't fully win. I'm used to taking wounds, so it is not something you should mourn over. Used to? Even wounds close to fatal? Yes. To wield a sword means to take injury as well. That should be the same for you too. There's no reason for me to just avoid harm. That's true. But are you saying that you don't mind getting hurt? If it does not result in death. If I die, I will not be able to protect my master. What's that? So you're saying you don't mind getting hurt to protect your master? That's the role of a servant. Reen's words are certainly correct. There's no need to treat servants as humans. We are a tool to protect our master. You must understand that. Saying so, Saber walks to the sliding screen. Beyond it is the side room. This room was enough for me, so I never used it. I will be getting some sleep. I will wake up at dinner time, so please let me know if you are going outside. Cute. She quietly opens and closes the sliding door. We are a tool to protect our master. You must understand that. What's that? That pisses me off. But I can't call out to her, so I just consider her words in my mind. I sit on the porch and look up at the blue sky absent-mindedly. It's not like Saber, who went to bed already during the... Oh, I'm not like Saber, who went to bed already during the day, but I need rest too. Even though my nausea has gone away, I still feel terrible. And on top of that, my shoulders are heavy from all the unexpected developments. I take a deep breath and look over the yard. I've heard what I needed to hear, but the fact that I still don't know anything doesn't change. My senpai is a magus, and an official master. Tosaka is. Hey, do you have an extra cushion, and a beaker, and a protractor? Is intently searching my house for things. You can take the cushion in the next room, but a normal household doesn't have beakers nor protractors. Huh? I can't believe it. A magus should always keep experimental tools around. Leaving that complaint, she goes back to the outbuilding busily. I guess she's serious. I guess it's already been decided that Tosaka's gonna stay at my place. When I went over there earlier, there was a sign that said, "Remodeling in progress, do not enter," on the door of the best room in there. Yeah, the outbuilding's pretty far away, so there's no problem. Just having Saber around causes some tension, so if Tosaka was near me too, I wouldn't get any peace. Anyways, there's some distance between us. Even if we're connected by a hallway, it's just like a house next door, so nothing should happen unless I go there myself. Oh, but we'll see each other at meals. And we only have the one bath, so we'll have to decide how to use it. No, thinking about that, Saber's a girl too, so... Idiot. What am I thinking? Shaking my head, I lie down in the corridor. He needs floor time. Ugh. I sigh once again, stare up at the sky. Maybe I'm tired, but doing all this makes me sleepy. Man, just do what you like. Becoming desperate, I close my eyes. Maybe that comment helped. I fall asleep the moment I close my eyes. Later, Saber, Tosaka, and I are in the living room. I just woke up. Saber was in this living room, and Tosaka just finished her remodeling. By the way, this was the guest room a few hours ago, and now... Shiro, how do you use the air conditioner? The scene I saw when I was called was... this. Man, how can I put this? I think I may have allied with a terrible person. Can't calm down. These two are complete outsiders. I rarely have guests at this house, so that must make the situation even stranger. No, first of all, the appearances of these two don't really fit this Japanese-style house. Well, it's about 7 o'clock now. Even though we're all in the living room, all of us staying quiet like this is not good for my mental well-being. If you two don't mind, I'd like to talk about what to do from now on.
Hold on. I want to decide something before that. Alright?
Sure. What is it?
About dinner. Shiro, you live alone, right?
Well, yeah.
Then you have cooked for yourself, right?
Of course. I'll get hungry if I don't eat.
I see. Then I have a proposal. How about we take turns preparing dinner? We'll be living together for a while, so that should be helpful, right?
You're right. I was thinking of continuing as usual, but if you're gonna be living here, you're just like family. It's normal for you to cook, and it'll be easier on me, too.
Then it's decided. So, let's say it's Shiro's turn today. It's late already, so let's have our meeting after dinner.
Huh? Well, I don't mind taking turns for dinner, but what are we gonna do about breakfast? Will we be taking turns, too?
Oh, breakfast's fine. I don't eat breakfast.
What's that? Don't be ridiculous. You won't grow if you don't eat breakfast.
Mind your own business. Don't cut into my lifestyle. Anyways, you'll be preparing dinner. I won't talk unless you cook something good, okay?
Tosaka glares at me irritatedly. Alright, I'll make something. Saber, you're eating too, right? Certainly, if you'll prepare some for me. Food is an important source of energy. Alright, then be good, you two. The stream audio's bad? Why didn't you say something? I don't know what I can do about this. What's wrong with it? It's crackly? It's crunchy? Huh? I don't know what to do about that. Is it my microphone or the game audio? Game audio? Isn't that weird? Just restart Discord stream? Alright. Here, I made the resolution smaller. Is that better? Yeah, there it is. Okay. Perfect. Ugh. Thank you for saying something. I grab the apron and go to the kitchen. Fortunately, there's about 3 people's worth of ingredients in the refrigerator. I started cooking rice when I woke up, so it should be done in half an hour. I glance at Tosaka and Saber from the kitchen. They look like they'd prefer Western meals over Japanese food. It's unlikely that Saber, let alone Tosaka, will understand the tastes of tofu and natto. No, more importantly, Saber might not be able to use chopsticks. I ponder this for a second, but I can't help it. There's only a limited range of dishes I can make with what's in the fridge. Anyways, there's some tofu. After thinking for a bit, I decide to make some deep-fried tofu. For soup, I'll make miso soup with seaweed and tofu. I have some chicken, so I'll make teriyaki out of it and make that the main dish. I drain the water off the tofu, season the chicken, and cut the Japanese the daikon, while I'm at it to make salad. I grate the white radish, cook some green peppers. Are your plans from tomorrow... Wait, oh my god. Are your plans from now on determined, Rin?
Who knows? I can't say much since I don't have any information, but I think it's most important to find out about the other masters. There are 4 more masters. I want to search for them without them realizing I'm a master, but probably won't go perfectly.
I told them to be good, so what's with that dangerous conversation? Can't they see that I'm busy making dinner for the 3 of... no, they aren't even looking. Tosaka, not 4, 5. The only masters we know are you and me. I yell, holding the big pot for the deep-fried tofu.
What are you talking about? You, me, and Ilyasviel makes 3. Did you already forget about Berserker?
Oh, yeah. That girl's a master too. Berserker was so strong that I forgot, but still, I can't believe a girl that small is a master who mercilessly tried to kill us.
I understand. You're you, so I bet you didn't see her as an enemy. It's fine, so concentrate on the cooking. It'll be a problem if I can't judge how good you are.
I don't know how my cooking skill affects her, but what she says is correct. The preparation will be done soon, so I should concentrate on finishing dinner now. Ilyasviel, you must mean Berserker's master. Rin, you seem to know her.
Yeah, I know her name. Einsburn is a Magus family lineage that has that's almost made it to the Holy Grail a few times.
So, are they well... Wait, who's asking this? This doesn't make sense. So, are they well accustomed to the Holy Grail? The Holy Grail War?
I would think so, but I don't know about the others yet. Oh, I don't know about the others yet, but I can't be wrong in saying that Ilyasviel is their biggest obstacle. Usually, Berserker's a class chosen to strengthen a weak hero. It takes sanity away as compensation for strengthening the hero, but to control such an insane servant requires enormous amounts of magical energy. For example, if you became Berserker,
I would not be able to talk like I'm doing now. Removing all roles as a collaborator and specializing in battle is how Berserker is. But that is like subduing a wounded lion. A normal Magus will not be able to control it.
I'll bet. A normal Magus can't control Berserker even when some minor hero becomes it. But Ilyasviel summoned a top-grade hero, made him Berserker, and controlled him completely. It's irritating, but her ability as a master is on a completely different level.
I feel the same way. Our current problem is that this exact master is after us.
Yeah. My archer hasn't healed enough to return to battle. How about you, Saber? Is your injury okay now?
It will not be a problem if I'm to fight normally, but I'm not healed enough to fight Berserker. The injury from the battle against Berserker is healed, but it seems it will take longer to heal the wound I received from Lancer.
I see. Then I guess all we can do is wait and see for now.
I have a suggestion about that. I hear Archer has sharp eyes. Would it be wise to have him keep watch around the house?
That's what I've been planning to do. I'll have him keep watch on the roof, so we should know right away if anyone strange is approaching this place. This house is a boundary field that warns of intruders, so our defenses are perfect. Though, if Berserker comes and attacks us, all we can do is run.
2 are continuing on without me. I'm a bit annoyed. I'm making dinner, so why are they talking without me? First of all, Tosaka's too friendly with Saber. Well, it's true that Tosaka isn't that friendly with me, so it helps if Saber talks to her, but... The face reflected in the glass of the kitchen cabinet looks disappointed. It's weird. Why am I angry? Alright. I prepare the dishes for the 3 of us and put the prepared dinner on the tray. I move to the living room. Jeez, don't talk about dangerous stuff during dinner time. I put the tray in front of Tosaka.
Huh? What are you angry about, Shiro? Oh, should I have at least helped carrying it out?
I'm not angry. Weren't you not gonna be friendly? I glare at her. Did you hear my stomach growl? I'm so hungry. I want a Shiro dinner so bad. Oh. I didn't hear it all. Okay, good. I do want agidashi tofu. Tosaka goes, huh? And after that, makes a frightening smile.
We were just deciding on the structure for cooperation. Don't worry, I won't steal your saber.
I can tell my face is blushing. I can tell what I'm angry about after Tosaka tells me. You!
Oh, was I mistaken? Then I'm sorry, Emiya-kun.
You! Oh, just keep talking. I retreat to the kitchen to get the rest of the food. Ugh. She really got me. Tosaka's still smiling, and Saber's expressionless as always. Man, I'm really worried about whether we can continue with this member. And that way, dinner starts. I'm silent. With what happened earlier, it annoys me to talk to Tosaka, and I'm too embarrassed to even look at Saber. Saber eats dinner silently. Her gestures are elegant, and I can't possibly imagine she was swinging around a sword. And, well, how should I put this? She nods every time she eats something she hasn't seen before. Her gestures are strange. It must be her way of expressing that it's good? And by the way, she is able to use the chopsticks. On the other hand, Tosaka is...
Alright, I'll win.
She clenches her fist after taking a bite.
Wait until tomorrow, Emi Ashiro.
She shakes her clenched fist. God, have I done something bad? About what you guys were talking about. The two both raise their heads. Hold on. Even one of them is enough to tense me up, so they shouldn't both react.
What are you referring to?
About what to do from now on. You guys were talking about it while I was cooking. About searching for other masters now? Yeah, that. I was wondering what exactly you were gonna do.
Well, we can only look for them slowly.
Oh.
Yeah. Can you at least sense other Magi's presence? It'll be easy if that's the case.
No, I went to the same school as you for 2 years and I still didn't realize you were a Magus, Tosaka.
Just as I thought. Well, that's fine. The others would be hiding their presence, so it should be impossible to find them from their traces anyway. How about you, Saber? I hear servants can
defect.
I hear Saber...
Take 3.
I hear servants can detect other servants.
I can somewhat, but only when they're using their abilities nearby. In my case, I can only detect them within about a 200-meter radius.
I see. Then we'll have to wait for their actions or find some place where it seems strange. If a master acts, their traces should remain, so that means we're going to try and find those.
So, are you saying we should search throughout the town?
No, you shouldn't do that. They'll be searching too, so that'll tell them right away that you're a master. For now, we shouldn't take the initiative until we're prepared. Go through life as you were, and don't let them know that you're a master. Hide the command spell so no one sees it. Try not to go to desolate places. Come home before dark. And what else?
Please try to take your servant with you when you go outside. Can Archer guard you, Rin?
I guess he can do that much. I'll have him ready in spirit form, so it should be okay. The problem is...
my master.
Right. Are you listening, Shiro? Take Saber with you when you go anywhere. It's our rule to stay out of people's sight, but some idiot might attack us in the middle of the day. Have Saber with you in case of things like that.
Alright, I'll try. I respond without interest. I understand what she's saying, but I'm resistant to being with Saber all the time. I feel nervous talking to Tosaka, but Saber makes me even more nervous. No, it's wrong to say I'm nervous. I'm just bad at talking with Saber. What is it? Nothing. I'll give you more, so give me your bowl. No, I am fine. It was very good, Shiro. I look away before I realize. I can't even look at her normally, so how can I stay with her all the time?
Oh, it's no good, though. Saber can't become a spirit, so she won't be able to follow you to school.
School? Are you a student, Shiro? That's right. Oh, Saber isn't a student, so she can't enter the school. She'll just have to stay here while I go to school. Can't you not go to school, Shiro? I can't. If you want me to live normally, I have to go to school. And there's no danger at school. There aren't many places with that many people. But...
it's alright, Saber. I'll be at school too, so I'll back him up in case of emergencies.
I'm saying there won't be any emergencies. I understand. If Master says so, I will obey. Saber nods, though she looks discontent. The night wears on. It seems Tosaka's prepared and taking her bath while I was cleaning up dinner. Jeez. Seems she's really selfish from her first day here. I should seize the initiative from now on. I know that, but seizing the initiative from her seems really difficult. Man, on the subject of difficulties, there's one more that's giving me trouble. No, rather, the main problem. Tosaka will understand if I talk to her, but this person doesn't seem to understand however much I talk to her. Saber, huh? I know she's not a bad person, but... Saber's back in her room. Tosaka should be resting in her room in the outbuilding. I'm the only one in the living room. There's still time until bedtime, so I should talk to Saber. Honestly, I have to get over my inability to talk to her, or I'm worried about her future. First of all, ignoring her being a servant and all, she is a girl from a younger age. There are a lot of things I'll find out from talking to her, and most of all, I have to get used to her, or Tosaka will constantly make fun of me. Yeah, that's troubling. It's troubling, so I should be able to talk to her more lightheartedly. I return to my room. Next door, past this one small sheet, is Saber's room. Saber, are you awake? Cute. I'm awake. Is something wrong, Master? Opening the sliding screen silently, Saber enters. I hold on to my heart, pounding from having her actually in front of me. Calm down. I'm just gonna talk to her as a master. Shiro, you do not look so well. Have your wounds opened up? No, that's not it. I'm fine already. Are you fine? Yes, there's no problem. With my current condition, it should take some time to fully heal, but I am still above my average. I should be able to match anyone other than Berserker. It's not confidence or boasting. She is probably just telling the truth. I have no response. Saber's statement should be encouraging to a master, but I don't want such a slender girl to fight. I'll ask you something. Don't you have any other objective other than fighting? You're in this time, so don't you have anything else you want to do? Other objectives? I do not have any such things. Servants are only summoned to fight. Any other objectives are useless. Your statements are misdirected. I thought so. I'm pretty much asking one who is summoned to fight, not to fight. It's not that I want to tell her that. Well, how should I put this? Saber's lacking in humanity. It'd be fine if she were only going to fight, but she's in front of me as an actual person. So it's wrong for her to just fight. If Saber's actually here, I have to have her do something she enjoys. Hey, Saber, servants are heroes from the past, right? So I stop myself before I ask her what she was like before. I cannot tell you my real name. Saber said that before, as a secret between us. So even if I asked her about her past, she wouldn't answer. Shiro, it's not good to stop what you've begun to say. I shall answer if it is necessary. No, forget about it. I was just about to say something stupid. I say that, averting my gaze. It really was something stupid. I shouldn't have been interested in Saber's true identity, and she refused because she couldn't tell me. If I bring it up again, it'll only prove that I'm a no-good master, repeating a useless question. But what else is there to talk about besides that? If I can't ask about Saber, the only thing that remains is about me. That'd be even more meaningless, though. Now I'm just gonna do what I want. If I can't ask about her true identity, I'll get ready to have her look at me strangely, and I'll ask about things such as what she likes and what she wants for breakfast, and... Shiro, if you do not have any questions, may I ask you? Huh? You can, but what? About yesterday. You were cut by Berserker while trying to save me. You remember that, is that correct? I remember... what? You want to continue this morning's conversation? I know it was a thoughtless action, so don't remind me about it. It makes me feel sick. I feel the same way, but I feel that I must ask you to understand. Must ask you to understand. Why did you stand up to Berserker? Did you not understand what might happen to you if you approached us? I knew that. I understood that I'd be killed if I approached. But I didn't try to save Saber out of optimism that I'd be safe while doing so. Back then, all I thought about was saving Saber. I didn't care about what would happen afterwards. At that time, the most important thing for me was saving Saber. Probably it was just that my fear of not being able to save Saber was greater than my fear of getting killed. Sorry, I've forgotten. It happened in an instant, so I don't know what I was thinking. I was probably confused. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to do something so suicidal. Perhaps because Saber's eyes were so serious, I don't tell her the truth. I just say something to get out of this situation. So, in other words, you automatically tried to save me? It wasn't automatic. I told you, I was confused. If something like that happens again, I'll probably be trembling. I see. That is normal for a human. No human would try to save another while ignoring their own life. Even heroes should be no exception to that. So, if someone like that exists, they would be lacking something. If he continued with that missing thing, only tragedy would await. Her deep green eyes are trying to tell me something. I take that, and... You're persistent, Saber. I told you I was just confused. I'm scared of death, too. I can't be a saint. If something like that happens again, I'll save myself before you. I deflect it with heartless words. That is good. It should be no problem if it was just a misinterpretation on my part. Yes, you certainly are a coward. If you do not make any mistakes, you'll become a proper magus. Hey, what's with that? Do I look like a coward? Yes, very much so. Mostly in the part where you try your best to accept the situation you're in. Such wisdom is sometimes called as cowardice. It's the same as saying that a man without fear cannot be wise. She must be relieved. Saber says this, smiling a bit. The gesture is so lovely and elegant. Because of it, I can't think of anything else to say, and we end up staying in the room together a while. And night falls. It's not like I need to talk to Saber or Tosaka, so bedtime comes as usual. It's 11 o'clock. The lights in the house are turned off, and the people in it sleep to prepare for tomorrow. I can't sleep. I open my eyes, still on my side. It's the room I've grown accustomed to sleeping in, but it's different today. Jeez. Why can I... It's so quiet. It's so quiet. So why can I hear Saber's breathing in the next room? No, I know. If it's so quiet, it's only natural for me to be able to hear what's going on in the next room, and being able to hear her sleeping makes me imagine her sleeping. Damn it. I can't sleep like this. I'm tired of this hell. I climb out of the futon, trying not to wake Saber, and I retreat to my usual place. This idiot. Thank God. I thought Saber would notice, but she must be pretty dull. Or maybe she just sleeps deeply. I wonder for a moment whether she can really protect her master like that, but there's no danger now. If servants are connected to their masters, she should wake up when her master's in danger. Tosaka seems to be asleep. The lights there are off. She must be defiant, or just adaptable. Tosaka must have gotten used to this place in just a day. Well, it really does help having her around and all. Yeah, it helps, even if it's troubling sometimes. For example, the bandage wrapped around my hand. Hide the command spell, huh? I didn't realize till she told me. The command spell a master bears appears somewhere on their arm. In my case, it's on the back of my left hand. I can't hide it with my clothes, so I'm hiding it with a bandage, even though it looks unnatural. It's winter, so I'll wear something long over it. Tosaka has hers around the middle of her right hand, or somewhere like that. They say the command spell is different for each master, but I don't think I'll ever see Tosaka's command spell. The shed is silent. This is the place where Lancer cornered me yesterday, and where Saber appeared. The door is still open, and the inside is dark, as if denying anyone entry. But this darkness is familiar to me. The old building that I used to play in, the place you could call my real room, stands silently in the cold winter night. I enter. I close the door to shut out the outside air, and turn on the old stove. Yeah, I considered skipping it just for today, but I shouldn't. Father would get mad at me if I skipped it 2 days in a row. I sit in the middle of the shed and take a deep breath. Training should be continued without rest. Magic is mental training for me, so I shouldn't neglect it for minor reasons. Phew. I adjust my breathing and begin my training. Inside my head is the usual image, the image of the sword that appears in my empty head. I ignore it and clear my mind. Once I let magical energy flow through me, it's the usual practice of strengthening. Strengthening magic, which I succeeded at for the first time in a few years after being attacked by Lancer. I have to repeat it before I forget it, and make sure I master it, or it'll be a waste. Trace. On. I half close my eyes and release the contents of my lungs. Right now, this is all. Everything goes away once I'm concentrating on this. The Holy Grail War, Saber, Tosaka. If I empty my mind and forget all the doubts I have, I should be able to sleep tonight.